My name is Jeff Bartsch. I am a strategic storyteller, and I believe that business thrives when it is driven by human connection. My background is in the entertainment industry. I spent 20 years out in Hollywood, shaping content for ABC and NBC and Universal and Disney and Apple. And I'm the founder at Story Greenlight. And at Story Greenlight, we help experts and professional advisors to elevate their communication so you can drive results in your business and impact in your life. When it comes to offering higher priced products or services, a lot of the time, a conversation is required, and there's a transformation that happens in that conversation. So that's what I was really wanting to see happen with podcast guesting, and that is exactly what has happened, because you get guaranteed long format conversations. And not only do you get to talk about ideas that you and the host really care about, sometimes you even get to demonstrate what you do. And that's really been cool because that's happened for me as well. I would say the biggest concern that I had going into podcast guesting was you want to make sure that your investment is going to pay off. And I'm happy to say it has definitely paid off multiple times over. I would say the biggest surprise with podcast guesting is how quickly the ROI came for me, because I will tell you, there was, based on one podcast appearance, a company approached me for a custom consulting project whose price tag that they approved was 3 times the investment that I made for one campaign with Interview Valet. That is 3 times my Interview Valet investment from one appearance. And as of this recording, most of my appearances haven't even gone live yet. Yeah, working with Interview Valet, it's fantastic. I mean, you guys are so expert at what you do. You've been doing it forever. You go through the onboarding process, you answer all the questions, you have the conversations, and next thing you know, you have invitations dropping into your email inbox. And these aren't just any invitations, they are strategically chosen, highly targeted matches. And all you have to do is just show up and be yourself. In terms of results from Interview Valet, it's been really cool to see how there is a whole new world of relationships that are being built even now. And it's really cool to be able to say, okay, when you approach this as the beginning of a relationship, instead of just this transactional, I show up on the podcast, you air the podcast, and we go on with our lives. When you actually say, okay, how can I bring value? And how can we continue exchanging value beyond just that podcast episode? There's some really cool stuff happening, and I'm really excited about that. The other thing that I really appreciate about working with Interview Valet is it's given me the opportunity to put in more reps of just showing up and being on and being in the moment, delivering value on purpose for a very specific audience. And it's helped me shape my messaging and how I show up in the world and the direction of my business. That's been really cool. The other part is the ROI just appeared, and it was in such a decisive way. I appeared on a specific podcast appearance, and directly from that appearance, a company reached out to me for a custom consulting deal that the price point on the proposal that the company approved was 3 times the investment that I made for my Interview Valet campaign. So Interview Valet campaign, 1 appearance, 1 deal, 3 times the investment. It was some fantastic ROI, and it really came a lot quicker than I would have expected. I'd say the first thing to keep in mind is you need to know who you are and what you have to say. Then you need to know who you want to say it to. Without that, podcast guesting is not going to be nearly as powerful. But when you do have a specific message for a specific audience, then come to Interview Valet, and when they accept you as a client, the only way that they're going to accept you as a client is if they know that they can get you the results, because you guys have been doing this forever. And when that happens, you sit back, let Interview Valet do their thing, and just be amazed at the results when you show up.